6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister says India's unilateral suspension of the Indus Waters Treaty is a violation of the treaty and an act of water aggression. Shahbaz Sharif has left for Saudi Arabia on a 2-day official visit. Pilgrims from across the globe performed Waquf-e Arafah, Rukn-e-Azam of Hajj at the Mount Arafat today. The Deputy Prime Minister has reaffirmed the government's commitment to promoting local manufacturing under the Export Facilitation Scheme. In the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the Indian authorities have intensified restrictions ahead of Modi's visit. The World Environment Day is being observed today to create awareness about protecting the environment. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif has said the decision of construction of new dams will be made with the consensus of all the provinces. Chairing a meeting on water resources and storage in Islamabad today, he said construction of undisputed reservoirs will be completed on a priority basis. The Prime Minister stressed that the federal government, the provinces and all the federating units must work together to build new water reservoirs in the country. Shahbaz Sharif said India's unilateral suspension of the Indus Waters Treaty is a violation of the treaty and an act of water aggression. He emphasized that Pakistan will respond to India's water aggression based on the decisions made in the National Security Committee meeting held in April this year and expressed the confidence that Pakistan will emerge victorious. During the meeting, a comprehensive discussion took place regarding the strategy for constructing new dams to store water in the country. The chief ministers of all the 4 provinces and Gilgit-Baltistan and the Prime Minister of Azad Jammu and Kashmir unanimously condemned India's water aggression and reaffirmed the commitment to stand by the federal government. The Prime Minister ordered the formation of a committee under the Deputy Prime Minister Mohammad Ishaq regarding the construction and funding of new water reservoirs in the country. The committee will review various funding strategies for the construction of new dams and present its recommendations to the Prime Minister. The committee will include the Chief Ministers of all the provinces and Gilgit-Baltistan, the Prime Minister of Azad Jammu and Kashmir and relevant federal ministers. Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif has departed for Jeddah on a 2-day official visit to Saudi Arabia on the invitation of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. He will spend Eid al-Adha in Saudi Arabia. On the day of Eid al-Adha, the Prime Minister Mohammed Shahbaz Sharif will meet the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz for a special meeting. During the meeting, the 2 leaders will discuss strengthening bilateral cooperation in key areas such as trade and investment between Pakistan and Saudi Arabia, the welfare of the Muslim Ummah, and regional peace and security. The Prime Minister will also express gratitude to the Saudi leadership for its constructive role in de-escalating the recent Pakistan-India tension. A high-level delegation is also accompanying the Prime Minister on his visit to the kingdom. Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif says it is a matter of great pride that Pakistan has been appointed as the chair of the United Nations Security Council's Sanctions Committee, vice chair of the Counter-Terrorism Committee, and the co-chair of Informal Working Group on Documentation and Sanctions. In a post on social media platform X today, he said these key appointments validate the international community's confidence and trust in Pakistan's counter-terrorism credentials, as well as an acknowledgement of our strong and unwavering commitment to eradicate this global menace. The Prime Minister said, as one of the biggest victims of terrorism, with over 90,000 casualties and more than $150 billion in economic losses, Pakistan's sacrifices in combating the scourge have been second to none. The Deputy Prime Minister Mohammad Ishaq has reaffirmed the government's strong commitment to promoting local manufacturing and driving export export-led growth through improved facilitation under the Export Facilitation Scheme. He was chairing a high-level meeting in Islamabad today to review the Export Facilitation Scheme with a focus on enhancing transparency and making it more equitable. Key recommendations were proposed to make the scheme more effective and better aligned with the national agenda for export growth and protection of local industry. The head of the high-level parliamentary delegation and the Pakistan People's Party chairman Bilawal Bhutto Zardari has urged the international community to support Pakistan in its efforts to achieve peace through dialogue and diplomacy. Addressing a reception hosted by the Embassy of Pakistan in Washington, D.C., he said sustainable peace in South Asia depends on comprehensive dialogue. Commenting on the recent Pakistan-India tension, he said Pakistan acted in a responsible manner. Bilawal Bhutto Zardari highlighted the importance of the Pakistani community in the United States as a bridge between the two nations. He urged the community members to actively contribute to the shared goal of peace and prosperity. This is Radio Pakistan giving you the news. More than 1.5 million pilgrims from all across the globe performed Waquf-e-Arafat, the Rukn-e-Azam of Hajj, at the Mount Arafat today. The day of Arafah is the most sacred day of the year. Imam of Masjidul Haram, Sheikh Dr. Swaleh bin Abdullah bin Humaid, delivered the Hajj sermon at Arafat, in which he emphasized the importance of neighborly care, compassion for orphans, widows, and the underprivileged, and kindness towards parents. He urged the Muslims to continue praying and giving zakat to support the needy. The Imam called upon Muslims to embrace taqwa, patience, gratitude, and consistent worship of Allah the Almighty. The Imam Masjidul Haram emphasized the importance of the fundamental pillars of Islam, including namaz, fasting, zakat, and Hajj. Sheikh Dr. Swaleh bin Abdullah bin Humaid reminded the Muslims to honor their promises, speak the truth, and uphold modesty, describing these as integral components of faith. He emphasized that good and evil are not equal, and that responding to wrongs with good can transform the enemies into close companions. The Imam also prayed for the people of Palestine and expressed gratitude to the Saudi government for its efforts in facilitating the pilgrimage and caring for the pilgrims. It is pertinent to mention that after sunset, pilgrims will head towards Muzdalfa, halfway between Arafat and the sprawling tented city of Mina, where they will gather pebbles so they can perform the symbolic stoning of the devil tomorrow. In the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the Indian authorities have intensified restrictions under the pretext of extraordinary security arrangements ahead of the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to the held territory tomorrow. According to Kashmir Media Service, Narendra Modi is scheduled to inaugurate the Chenab Railway Bridge at Katra in Raisi district. In connection with the visit, additional companies of Indian Forces personnel, including the Central Reserve Police Force and other paramilitary forces, have been deployed across critical zones. Security has been further heightened in Jammu, where Modi is expected to hold key interactions following the inauguration. Senior Indian police and intelligence officials are monitoring the arrangements. These so-called security measures imposed during such occasions further curtail the basic freedoms of the already subjugated population, compounding their daily suffering under the shadow of occupation. The World Environment Day is being observed today to create awareness among the masses about protecting the environment and eliminating pollution. This year, the theme of the day is putting an end to plastic pollution. And finally, the weather report. Partly cloudy weather with rain, wind, and thunderstorm is likely at isolated places in Islamabad, Upper Punjab, Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Gilgit-Baltistan, and Kashmir during the next 12 hours. Isolated heavy falls and hailstorm may also occur during the period. Wind and dust storm is expected in South Punjab. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.